When you think of iconic guitarists who've shaped rock history, the image of a top hat-wearing, Les Paul-slinging silhouette often springs to mind. That's Slash, born Saul Hudson, the sonic architect behind many of Guns N' Roses' most emotionally charged guitar moments. His solos weren't just displays of technical skill, they were heart-wrenching, soul-twisting cries from 6 strings that could pierce through even the loudest crowd. Slash didn't just play the guitar, he spoke through it. And sometimes, what he had to say made the guitar weep. Let's journey through 10 unforgettable moments when Slash made the guitar cry, capturing pain, love, rage, and beauty through pure sound. No list of Slash's tear-jerking guitar moments is complete without this classic. That opening riff? It's not just catchy, it's haunting. Slash originally wrote it as a joke during warm-up, but the rest of the band recognized the magic. The song's solo, especially the second, more emotional climax, is a slow-burning, melodic expression of love and nostalgia. What makes this performance so touching isn't the complexity, it's the clarity and control. Every note in the solo is deliberate, bending just enough to feel like a tear sliding down a cheek. It's the sound of a memory you don't want to let go. November Rain is Slash's masterpiece of sorrow. Set against Axl Rose's sweeping piano and orchestral arrangements, Slash's solos are dramatic, cinematic, and drenched in emotion. But it's that final solo, on the church roof in the video, that truly captures heartbreak. There's a melancholy in each note that feels like longing. Slash weaves a mournful tale through his bends, his vibrato, and his pacing. It's like he's crying through the guitar, screaming without words. Few solos in rock history carry this much weight. Clocking in at over 9 minutes, Estranged is an epic of existential loneliness, and Slash provides the emotional spine. The solos aren't flashy, they're conversational, almost like internal monologues played through a guitar. What sets this apart is how the guitar doesn't just accompany the lyrics, it responds to them. Slash speaks for a man breaking down and piecing himself together again. Every phrase is saturated with confusion, sadness, and subtle hope. It's the sound of someone trying to understand their own pain. The title says it all, Don't Cry is built on vulnerability. The acoustic underlayer is beautiful, but Slash's lead lines, especially the outro solo, transform the song into a full-blown emotional breakdown. Rather than leaning into speed or distortion, Slash lets the notes breathe. It's minimalism at its finest, with long bends and soaring high notes that feel like open wounds. He lets silence and space do just as much talking as the actual notes. That's maturity. That's pain. That's music. From its haunting opening whistle to its militant snare, Civil War already sets a somber tone. But Slash's work here is raw and full of ache. His guitar howls through the verses, acting like a war cry for peace. The solo breaks in like a scream during a funeral. It's not pretty, it's gritty, uncertain, angry, and mournful all at once. Slash captures the emotional complexity of societal collapse. The crying guitar here isn't romantic, it's political, historical, and very human. At over 10 minutes long, Coma is perhaps Guns N' Roses' darkest track. It's a descent into unconsciousness, and Slash leads that descent with dissonant, twisting, emotionally erratic playing. There's chaos in the lead work, like being trapped in your own mind. But somehow, amid the noise and confusion, Slash's guitar cries out. It begs for release. The final solo is like surfacing from a nightmare with tears still in your eyes. It's brutal, but it's honest. That's what makes it powerful. One of the band's quieter ballads, Patience, thrives on subtlety. Slash's role here isn't to overpower, but to underline the track's emotional undercurrent. The whistling and acoustic vibe create a dreamlike atmosphere, and when Slash comes in with his electric licks, it's like a gentle sob slipping into the mix. He plays with taste and tenderness, reminding us that sometimes, the guitar cries not in wails, but in whispers. The way Slash balances space, melody, and tone is a masterclass in restraint. Though not part of the classic lineup, This I Love was built on Slash-era DNA. Even though the solo was played by Buckethead during the recording of Chinese Democracy, Slash would later interpret the song live during his post-GN'R years. His approach? He injects it with pure soul. Slash adds bluesy bends and melodic phrasing that feel like someone falling to their knees in heartbreak. The guitar weeps in big, cinematic sweeps. It proves that even songs from the band's fractured years could be redeemed with one Slash solo. Originally a Dylan song, Knockin' on Heaven's Door became a Guns N' Roses staple, and Slash turned it into a spiritual experience. His solo doesn't just echo the song's religious overtones, it elevates them. With his signature tone and a mix of gospel blues phrasing, Slash creates something that sounds like a goodbye letter. Each phrase flows like a prayer. It's not complex, it's emotional. He plays for the fallen, for the hopeful, and for the brokenhearted all at once. It's not just a cover, it's a resurrection. Slash's live rendition of the Godfather theme is iconic, not just for its technical prowess but for how it makes the Les Paul weep. Drawing from Nino Rota's melancholic melody, Slash turns a cinematic score into a guitar epic full of longing, honor, and pain. Watching him perform it live is like watching a man pour his soul into every note. His phrasing gives the theme a new life, elevated by sustain and bends that make it feel personal. It's not even a GN'R track, but it's become a part of Slash's emotional arsenal. So what makes Slash's guitar playing so emotionally resonant? It's not just technique, it's intention. Slash doesn't try to impress with speed or complexity unless it serves the emotion. His bends are deliberate. His phrasing is lyrical. His tone, warm, gritty, sustaining, feels alive. There's also his blues background. Even in hard rock and metal contexts, Slash never abandoned the expressive nature of blues guitar. It's about making a single note mean something. You can feel his pain, joy, frustration, and hope, not just hear it. Slash's crying guitar moments aren't just about what he plays, they're about how he plays. His tone, shaped by his Gibson Les Paul and Marshall amp combo, is thick and vocal. But more than that, it's his sense of timing that allows space for the emotion to land. He breathes with the guitar. He waits. He lets notes linger, hang in the air, and die slowly. That restraint is rare in rock music, which often prizes speed and flash. Slash resists that pressure. He lets his soul dictate the tempo. While other guitar gods focused on scale runs, tapping, or weird time signatures, Slash prioritized feel. That's why his solos are memorable decades later. They tap into something human: grief, longing, redemption, and release. He didn't need 10 fingers flying across the fretboard. He needed one note in the right place to tell the whole story. That's why Slash isn't just one of the greatest guitarists in rock history, he's one of the most emotional ones. His guitar cries not just for show, but because it has something to say. Slash's legacy isn't just etched in platinum records or sold-out stadiums, it's in those moments when his guitar sings a melody that cuts deeper than words ever could. From the cascading sadness of November Rain to the subtle ache in Patience, he's shown us time and time again how music becomes a language of the soul. So the next time you hear one of his solos, don't just nod along, listen. You might just hear a story being told, a memory being mourned, or a heart slowly healing. Because when Slash makes the guitar cry, it speaks for all of us.